A minimalist home can look effortless in a photo. A clean sofa, a pale wall, a wooden table, one lamp, a quiet corner where nothing feels loud, nothing feels crowded, and every object seems to have been chosen carefully. From the surface, it can look like the easiest kind of home to create. Just remove the extra things, keep the colors soft, choose simple furniture, and leave more empty space. But real life makes minimalist homes much harder than they look. The difficulty appears when someone comes home with bags, keys, shoes, receipts, cables, skincare bottles, laundry, groceries, children's things, documents, chargers, cleaning tools, and all the small objects that normal life keeps producing. A minimalist home looks simple because the visible part has been edited. But the things that disappear from view do not disappear from life. They still need a place. They still need a routine. They still need a system of storage, habits, and decisions behind the calm surface. That is the deeper logic of minimalist interiors. Minimalism is not just fewer things and white walls. It is controlled visibility. The important question is not only how to make a home look empty. The better question is, what has to be planned before a home can look calm? To understand that, it helps to begin with the surface impression. Many people first understand minimalist design through its look. Clean lines, neutral colors, open space, simple furniture, less decoration. Nothing too heavy, nothing too loud, nothing fighting for attention. This is why minimalist homes photograph so well. The camera sees the calm surface immediately. There are fewer objects in the frame. The colors are usually soft. The furniture often has simple shapes. The room looks easy to read. But that surface can be misleading. A room can have white walls and still feel unfinished. It can have very little furniture and still feel cold. It can remove decoration and still feel uncomfortable. It can look clean for a photo and become messy again 1 hour later. That is because minimalism is not only about removing. It is about deciding what remains visible, what stays hidden, and how the room supports daily life when the camera is gone. This is where the real work begins. The first hidden discipline is storage. In a more layered or decorative home, small objects can blend into the visual background. A basket, a stack of books, a few framed pictures, a colorful shelf, or a busy countertop may not immediately disturb the whole room. In a minimalist home, the same objects become very visible very quickly. One bag on the sofa changes the room. A few cables on the floor change the room. Kitchen items left on the counter change the room. Laundry on a chair changes the room. Because there are fewer visual distractions, every object has more visual power. So the calm surface depends on something that may not appear in the photo, storage that actually works. This may mean built-in cabinets, drawers near the entrance, closed storage in the living room, hidden cable management, kitchen storage that fits real cooking habits, wardrobe space that matches the way people dress, and small places for daily objects to land. Minimalism does not remove the need for belongings. It increases the need for better places to put them. That is why a minimalist home without storage often becomes frustrating. The room may look beautiful when empty, but daily life keeps asking practical questions. Where do the bags go? Where do the documents go? Where do the chargers go? Where do the cleaning tools go? Where do the things used every day go when they are not supposed to be seen? If the home cannot answer those questions, the minimalist look will not last. The second hidden discipline is negative space. In minimalist interiors, empty space is not just leftover space. It is part of the design. A blank wall, an open floor area, a quiet corner, or space around a chair can help the room feel balanced. It gives the eye somewhere to rest. It gives the furniture breathing room. It allows shape, light, and material to become more noticeable. But empty space only works when it feels intentional. There is a difference between a room that feels calm and a room that feels unfinished. There is a difference between a clean wall and a forgotten wall. There is a difference between space that supports movement and space that feels awkward. This is why minimalist rooms can be difficult to arrange. If the sofa is the wrong scale, the empty space may feel strange. If the coffee table is too small, the room may feel weak. If the lighting is too harsh, the room may feel cold. If the wall is too bare, the space may feel accidental rather than peaceful. Minimalism asks the empty space to do visual work. The space has to create balance, not emptiness. It has to support movement, not just leave a gap. It has to make the room feel edited, not abandoned. The third hidden discipline is object pressure. In a full room, one imperfect object may not matter much. But in a minimalist room, fewer objects means each object carries more visual weight. A chair is not just a chair. It may become one of the main shapes in the room. A lamp is not just a lamp. It may become the vertical accent. A table is not just a surface. It may define the whole center of the space. This is why minimalist homes can be harder, not easier, to furnish. When there are fewer items, the proportion, material, shape, and color of each item become more important. A sofa that is too bulky can make the whole room feel heavy. A table that is too shiny can feel out of place. A lamp that is too decorative can interrupt the calm. A rug that is too small can make the space feel incomplete. Minimalism reduces quantity, but it increases attention. The less you show, the more every visible detail matters. This is also why minimalist interiors are not always cheaper. Sometimes they can be simple and affordable. But in many homes, the look depends on good storage, good proportions, good materials, and fewer pieces that have to work harder visually. A cheap object can still work if it fits the room well. An expensive object can still fail if it creates visual noise. The point is not price. The point is editing. A minimalist home needs fewer things, but those things need to make sense together. The fourth hidden discipline is warmth. One of the easiest ways for minimalism to fail is for the home to become too cold, too bare, or too showroom-like. A white wall, a pale floor, and simple furniture can create calm. But if there is no texture, no softness, no variation, and no human feeling, the room can start to feel empty in the wrong way. This is where materials matter. Wood grain, linen, cotton, matte stone, soft fabric, warm lighting, woven texture, gentle shadow, and natural surfaces can make a minimalist home feel lived in rather than sterile. Warmth does not have to mean clutter. It does not have to mean many decorations. It can come from the way light touches a wall, the texture of a sofa, the grain of a wooden table, or the softness of curtains. This is an important difference. Minimalism is not anti-comfort. It is not anti-personality. It is not a rule that everything must be white, plain, and empty. Good minimalism often depends on restraint, but restraint still needs feeling. A home should not only be easy to photograph, it should be possible to live in. The fifth hidden discipline is routine. This may be the hardest part, because a minimalist home is not finished when the renovation is finished. It has to be maintained through everyday behavior. A photo captures one moment. A real home changes every day. People cook. People shower. People change clothes. People work. People charge devices. People bring in parcels. Children play. Laundry appears. Shoes move. Receipts collect. Cables travel from room to room. Minimalism has to deal with all of this. That means every daily object needs a home inside the home. The keys need a place. The bags need a place. The mail needs a place. The chargers need a place. The skincare bottles need a place. The kitchen tools need a place. The laundry needs a process. Without routines, minimalism becomes a constant cleanup project. This is why minimalist homes can feel peaceful for some people and stressful for others. The style itself is not magic. It depends on whether the home supports the way people actually live. A minimalist home designed for a single person may not work for a family with young children. A beautiful open kitchen may not work for someone who cooks heavily every day unless the storage and cleaning routines are realistic. A clean entryway may not stay clean if there is nowhere for shoes, umbrellas, school bags, and delivery parcels. The problem is not that real life is messy. Real life simply produces objects. Minimalism becomes difficult when the design pretends those objects will not appear. A stronger minimalist home accepts that daily life will happen and plans for it quietly. The sixth hidden discipline is category clarity. Minimalist does not always mean Scandinavian. It does not always mean Japandi. It does not always mean Muji style. It does not always mean modern luxury. These styles can overlap. They may all use clean lines, soft colors, wood, function, and calm composition, but they are not the same thing. Scandinavian interiors often emphasize warmth, comfort, light, natural materials, and practical living. Japandi often blends Japanese and Scandinavian influence, with restraint, craftsmanship, natural tones, and balance. Muji-like interiors are often associated with simple, everyday utility, modular storage, and modest functional design. Modern interiors may use clean lines and simplicity, but can also feel more architectural, polished, or sleek. Minimalism can borrow from these languages, but its core idea is simpler. It asks, what needs to be visible, what can be removed, and what must be organized out of sight. That is why minimalism can appear in different colors, budgets, cultures, and home sizes. It does not have to be a white apartment with one chair and one plant. It can be warmer, softer, darker, smaller, more natural, or more personal. The key is not copying one visual trend. The key is editing the visible world of the home. The seventh hidden discipline is accepting trade-offs. A minimalist home can feel calmer because there is less visual noise. It can be easier to clean in some ways because there are fewer objects on surfaces. It can make a small room feel more open if the layout is well planned. But it also has limits. It can expose clutter quickly. It can feel unforgiving when storage is weak. It can become expensive if the look depends on custom cabinets or high-quality materials. It can feel cold if texture and light are ignored. It can feel unrealistic if the home is designed for photos instead of routines. So minimalism is not easier just because it has fewer things. It may actually require more decisions. What stays? What goes? What is visible? What is hidden? What is used every day? What deserves space? What creates noise? What creates comfort? What should be easy to reach? What should disappear when not in use? These decisions are the real design work. The visible calm is only the final result. This brings us back to the beginning. A minimalist home can look effortless because the surface is quiet. But the quiet surface is supported by many invisible choices: storage, editing, proportion, material, light, routine, and restraint. The room looks simple because someone has already answered many practical questions. Where does daily life go when it is not on display? How much can the room show before it feels noisy? What objects deserve attention? What materials keep the room warm? What routines keep the space usable? That is why minimalist homes are harder than they look. They are not homes with nothing inside. They are homes where the visible world has been edited carefully and the hidden world has been planned well. Minimalism is not emptiness. It is deciding what deserves to be seen.